Moho Collective hanging out at the 3HB Warehouse with Ryan Barclay here, who's going to tell us a little bit about all the stuff that he sits in front of on stage. So why don't you start with the bread and butter?
This is a 1965 Rogers Tower model kit. Dream cymbals, 14-inch hats, 20-inch ride. I got a nice china down here. It's very large. Pandero from Brazil. It's a hand instrument. It's basically like a tunable tambourine.
What is it about these drums that you like, and why do you choose to play these rather than a new kit?
I like old stuff. I like the sound of old stuff. Nobody can really sound like you. I think it allows you to have a really unique voice. And there's not a lot of these around.
What's the idea behind the trap table?
For me, the idea behind the trap table is it gives me more voices. As a percussionist and as a drummer, it allows me to explore different colors that I wouldn't normally get to work with on the drum set. And my percussion table kind of spreads over to my bass drum. I have a percussion item called a snail, which has like a spring. And I also have like just a big cowbell underneath it that's kind of rapier, very accessible. And then over here is something I kind of play more standing up, and I've got some bail gongs, or nipple gongs as they call them. This is a wind gong here. I have some wood blocks and a jam block. I have African Apichua bells, or banana bells, as some people will call them. And then I have some handmade African cowbells, which are slightly different than the American style because there's no sides to them, as you would on a regular cowbell. I have some agogo bells, which are usually played that way. I have some Tibetan singing bowls. I have a thumb piano, which is not tuned to anything at all, which is why I like it. It's kind of very creepy tuning. I have some goat toes and some kind of like nut board shakers, rattles. I have, this is kind of a combination of like Indian bells and I mean, they all kind of look basically like Indian bells.
But a lot of people don't notice that your setup changes very often. Why is constantly evolving your setup? Like, what does that do?
So it just allows me to explore. Like, I have a tendency to get in a rut, you know, so I like to change things up. It changes. Sometimes it's a tiny setup just because there's not a lot of space on stage. Sometimes it's a very large setup. If I have the space, I'll always set up the large setup. It just allows me to create. I always like to be creative, and if I get a chance to be on this table, then it's just really fun for me to kind of get away from sitting behind a drum set.